Hey y'all, it's your fave Pinky, and today I'm back with another video. As you can tell by the title, today's video is gonna be a story time about this boy who basically lived in a bando. He didn't actually live in a bando, but he might as well have lived in a bando. And you're gonna see why I said that before I get in this story. I need to go hold y'all. I'm tired. It's like 9 p.m. and I've been out all day, so I'm tired. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it. First, I'm gonna tell y'all how me and this boy met. So first of all, we gonna call this boy James. So me and James, we went to school together at some point, but like we never talked, we never interacted, we barely even noticed each other, but like we did go to school together. I was in a relationship. I know that y'all probably like in a relationship, what you gonna say, she was cheating? No, I was not cheating. I was in a relationship, and while I was in this relationship, actually I was in a relationship with the boy who I did that story time about, the one who I called eating boogers. I was with him. So while I was with him, James was always like liking my posts, liking all my liking everything I post, you know what I'm saying, commenting on stuff, telling me I'm cute and stuff. And of course I was in a relationship, so I wasn't responding. Well, towards the end of the relationship I was, because by then bonds had already been broken, and we're not even gonna get into that. But yeah, he had been like commenting on my stuff and basically trying to get my attention or whatever, but I could never really give him my full attention because of course I was in a relationship, and when I'm in a relationship, I'm faithful. Like, if you my person, you my person. Like, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. So he kept doing that for months and months and months, and then finally me and the booger boy, we finally broke up. So at this point, I'm like, okay, first of all, this was my time to heal, but also while I'm healing, I was talking to like different people and stuff. So he kept on liking my stuff, and then I remember he like had DM me or something like that, and I finally responded. We got to talking and stuff or whatever. So we was texting whatever. He seemed like a cool ass person. First of all, just off of our first conversation, this boy was like, basically like, you pretty as hell, I want to take you out, how you feel about going to Dave & Buster's out to eat? So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I know you ain't coming to play games. Our first conversation, you already talking about taking me out? Hell motherfucking yeah, because you stepping the right way. See, what niggas don't understand is, when you trying to pursue a woman, you got to pursue her the right way. They be trying to come to me about some, oh, let's chill, ooh, let's just kick it, come to my house, let's smoke. No. Do I look like I want to come to your raggedy ass house? And why are you inviting me to your house and you don't even know me? Now, what if I came and robbed you? Then what? You gonna be looking stupid, because why would you invite me over and you don't even know me? So for him to come and off rip just tell me like, you want to take me out, okay, cool, you got my attention, you saying the right stuff. You ain't talking about some, oh, let's go chill like everybody else. You actually standing out because you actually, you know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. So he planned to take me out or whatever, but we weren't supposed to go out until like 2 weeks after that, because he was out of town when we planned this. So I was like, okay, when I come back, when I touch down, we're gonna go out. Okay, cool. So he came back, we went on the Dave & Buster's day, and everything was all cool. Like, that day was cool as hell. After that date, we went on a few more days after that, and I was really starting to catch his vibe. Like, he was cool as hell. I was fucking with him. Like, he was dressing nice. Like, he dressed like a typical like Chicago boy. Like, if you're from Chicago, you know what that is. Like, white ones, jeans, white tee, or something like that. But I think when we was talking, it was kind of like chilly outside. Like, so he had on like a sweater, jeans, and like some all white Air Force One. So that was cool or whatever. And every time I see him, he had him a nice little lineup. I'm like, okay, cool. You keep yourself together. And plus, he wore some nice ass cologne. Like, when I tell you, like, his cologne smells so freaking good. Like, me, I'm a sucker for cologne, so when he'll come around me with that cologne, it was just like, I love me a man that smells good. But that's besides the point. Well, that's not besides the point. That actually adds a great point to this story. When he came around me, he was giving off the impression that like, okay, I keep myself up, you know what I'm saying? And plus, he was a gentleman. Like, he was the type to open doors, pull out chairs, make sure that you're walking on the right side of the street. Like, he just makes sure that, like, you good, basically. You gonna feel safe. So I was messing with that because not many dudes got them type of qualities. So I kept letting him take me out and stuff, and we went out on a few days. So eventually I got to the point where he was like, okay, cool, like, you want to come over or whatever? Yeah, invite me to his crib or whatever. So I'm like, at first I'm skeptical because with a lot of boys, like, they invite you over and then think you finna do something with them, and I'm like, not on that type of timing, like, at all. I don't want no dealings with that. Don't think I'm finna come over there and do nothing with you. Make your intentions clear before I come, baby. So I let him know that, like, I don't have no problem with coming over, but I hope you don't think that I'm finna come over there and do anything with you, because I'm not. But he was like, no, that's cool, like, I just want you to come over, we could chill or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the day finally come for me to go over there, and his house, like, a cooler drive from my house. Like, our house, his house was probably like 45 minutes from my shit, because I live over here, he live over here, baby. I need to tell y'all where we live at, but just know the drive was decent. So I finally get there, whatever. So I called him when I was downstairs. I was like, yeah, I'm downstairs, come downstairs to get me. One thing about me, I'm not walking through nobody's car by myself. Nigga, you finna come grab me from my car so we can both go in together. I'm not gonna be walking out here by myself. So I call him, he come downstairs, whatever. And when he come downstairs, this boy got on Crocs with no socks. Now, y'all probably like, Crocs with no socks? What's wrong with that? Okay, here's the thing about Crocs with no socks. Here's a mini story time within a story time. So rewind to back when I was with Booger Boy. I remember it came a time where I was starting to get disgusted about him. This was around the time when I first discovered he was eating boogers. So this is about the time, like, a lot of the things he was doing was, like, disgusting me. So one time, like, we was laid up or whatever, and he had on, like, some Crocs with no socks or whatever. And at first it was cool, whatever. We were sitting down watching TV. Then when it was time for us to lay down, he took them Crocs off and propped them feet up, like, crossed them like this. Oh my god, I got the worst stench of corn chips I have ever got in my whole life. When I tell you, his feet was kicking like it was a motherfucking dojo, kicking like karate. Like, his feet was so sour, and I was so disgusted because you have on Crocs. How is your feet stinking? Crocs are very ventilated. Crocs have holes all over them. Why is your feet stinking? And not to mention, that boy don't even have a job. He's not a hardworking man. So you have no reason for your feet to be kicking like that in those Crocs. Like, okay, if your feet was kicking in regular gym shoes or something like that, but these is Crocs. How's your feet stinking in Crocs and it's holes in them? Make it make sense. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, we back to the story with James. James come downstairs with Crocs with no socks, and immediately I'm like, red flag. You have on Crocs with no socks. I know your feet better not be stinking, or we gonna have some problems. So I didn't tell him that, because me in person, I'm talking my shit right now while I'm on camera, but in real life, I'm a real nice ass person, and I'm very empathetic to people's feelings. Like, I always keep in mind, like, how things that I do gonna affect somebody else. So a lot of the times, like, I be thinking stuff about I'm too nice to even say anything, and that's gonna come up a lot in this story. So he come downstairs, he come and get me, he give me a little hug or whatever, and I had my computer because I was in school, so I was like, I'll probably just do some schoolwork while we in there. So he walked me up to the door. He live in an apartment complex, so he walked me up to the front door of, like, the apartment complex, and I walked and I stepped in. When I tell you, as soon as I stepped in that door, this nigga sprinted up the stairs. Sprinted. Like, I don't know where he went. I don't know how far up he went. He just sprinted up the stairs, and I'm just looking like, what the fuck? So as I'm paying attention to him going up the stairs, I look down in front of me. The wall is filthy on this apartment complex. I'm like, what is going on? Like, when I tell you, the wall was drenched in dirt. Like, it looked like somebody was just standing there 24/7 just kicking the door with some big dirty boots or something like that. Like, the wall was filthy. So I'm just looking like, Ugh, this apartment complex a little dusty. Like, you sure this is where you live? Are you 100%? So I see that, I'm like, okay, that's disgusting. So I start walking up the stairs or whatever. And mind you, remember I said he took off up the stairs, so I didn't know where he went. So I just kept on walking up the stairs till maybe I'll see him when I get up the stairs. And as I'm going up, it's a window like in the hallway. You know how in the apartment complex it's like the stairs and it's like windows in the hallway for to bring light into the hallway. I see it on the windows. The windows are filthy too. Like, they look dusty as ever. And I'm like, so this whole apartment complex is dusty? Like, that was like I'm like, okay, I'm hoping this is just like the apartment complex that's looking dusty, because so far I'm not impressed. And let me just say this, I'm not the type of person to be judging people, because I know people come from different backgrounds, and like, you know what I'm saying, everybody don't live the same way. So I'm not the type to judge. If anybody that know me know I don't judge. I'm not doing this to be talking shit, but the condition this apartment complex and everything in it was unacceptable. Like, it was crazy. So let me continue. So I get to the top step and I noticed that one of the door to one of the apartment complexes was open. So I could see like directly into the apartment. Imagine this is the apartment on the top floor, like it ain't no more stairs to go. So I'm like, upon first glance into the apartment complex, I'm like, ugh, like it looked nasty in there. I feel bad for whoever living there. So I'm standing right there waiting for James to come get me or whatever, because mind you, he ran up the stairs. I didn't know where he went. So I'm just looking around. Every time I look back at that apartment complex, I'm like, ugh, I feel bad for whoever living there, because it looked a little wild in there. Why James come walking his nasty tail self out that nasty old apartment? When I tell you my jaw could have been touching the floor at that moment, maybe I was like, so this is your nasty apartment? Like, again, none of this I was saying in real life. So I walk in, and when I look down on the carpet, the carpet is caked with dirt. When I say caked with dirt, I mean caked with dirt. Like, the carpet, probably initially, it was probably like brown or something. The carpet was black. The carpet was literally black from all of the dirt and dust that was on it. So I'm just looking like, then the walls smeared with dirt. Like, you could tell like little kids live there. And of course, if you have little kids in your house, it might get a little messy and stuff, but this wasn't just like no regular mess. This was like dirt, like caked on dirt. So he come get me whatever. He walked me in, and as I'm walking in, I'm just looking around like, let me continue. So we get to the room and the door is closed. I'm looking at the door, baby, it's a big stupid hole in the door, baby. Let me tell you something. So say this is the door, okay? All of this was missing, okay? There was nothing in this section here. It was just, oh, my phone went dead. It's only on 20%, so let me hurry up. So there was nothing in this section of the door. So it's just a big stupid hole in the middle of the door. And they had the nerve to cover it with a sheet. Do you hear me? They covered it with a sheet. And the sheet wasn't even all the way on there. It was like halfway on there, so a little bit of the hole was still peeking out through it. Like, so I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh my God, I have never seen nothing like this. Like, I probably sound like some snotty rich kid, which I'm not, but like, I've never seen like somebody's house caked with dirt and a hole in the door. Like, are you freaking serious? So I walk in and it's a bed right there and the rest of the room is pretty much empty. Baby, let me tell you something. He walked me to the room or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm trying not to judge you. I'm not gonna say anything. So he walked me to the room or whatever. He opened the door, the 75% of the door that was left. He opened it up, and the rug inside the room was also caked in dirt, like literally caked in dirt. The walls, they this dusty orange color. The house riddled with like dirt everywhere. So walk in, it's a bed right there, and me, I hate that I'm like this, but like, if I don't feel comfortable somewhere, like, you are gonna definitely be able to tell. So I walk in and I sit at the edge of the bed, like you know how they be making those memes, like of the first time a girl come over your house and she be like this on the edge of the bed. That was literally me, but not because I was shy, but because I didn't want to touch nothing in that apartment. Like, I kid you not, I'm not even trying to be funny right now. Like, I didn't want to touch nothing in there. So I see the little TV. It's like a little, I don't know TV dimensions, but it was like a really small one. Like, it looked like it could have been a tablet. So he had that kind of TV. But you want to know what the gag is? Bitch, why was this TV sitting on off-white Gucci Jordan shoeboxes? Now I'm confused, because it's off-white Gucci, all type of designer shoeboxes sitting underneath this TV, but the rug covered in dirt. But there's a hole in the wall. But the bed doesn't look clean. So at this point, I'm baffled. Something's not making sense here. You mean to tell me these designer shoeboxes came from this apartment and is sitting underneath this little old TV? Like, you can't be serious right now. So he can't come in or whatever. He still got on his little Crocs with no socks. So he come in and he got these socks in his hand. I guess he finna put them on his feet. Why is they like little girl socks? Like, they was blue and pink with little cats on them, and he put them on. Turn off number 2. Not only did you invite me to this trap house, but you putting on little girl socks? Oh no, baby, no. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to sound bougie, but no. Too far. That's strike 2 for you, babes. So I'm guessing he's saying that I was uncomfortable because of how I was sitting at the edge of the bed. So he was like, imagine he's sitting on the bed with those socks on. So he like, girl, chill, you wanna lay back or whatever? He didn't say exactly that, but he said something along the line. He said something along the lines of like, mirror or something like that. So me being the person I am, he said that, and I'm like, and I lean back a little bit. Like, I put my elbow on him and I lean back. Because one thing I was not gonna do is lay down in that bed. No, I refuse. But I didn't want to be mean and be like, well, I don't want to be here anymore because it's dirty in here. So, like, I was in a sticky situation. One thing about me, you might call this being a pushover or like a people pleaser, but like, I don't like hurting people's feelings. I didn't want to be like, oh, I gotta go as soon as I get there, because then he really gonna know something is up. Then he really gonna feel bad about himself because I left immediately after I came to his house. So instead of doing that, I just kind of like try to like fake it, stick it out so he won't feel bad about himself. But baby, I need to stop doing that because I need to put myself first, because that was disgusting. We laying there like this. It's awkward as hell. We watching this movie on that little old TV that's sitting on top of Off-White and Gucci boxes. So we watching the movie on there, and some time go by, and he start kissing me or whatever. Mind you, I'm still right here like this. We start kissing or whatever, but I feel him start like caressing me or whatever. And mind you, I had already told him I'm not on that type of time, and we ain't nothing finna go down, baby. We can do a little kiss, but that's it. Like, I'm not with that. So he got the feeling of me. I'm like, whoa, what you doing? I pulled the classic, I'm on my period. I was not on my period. But one thing he was not finna do was that he finna get touchy-feely with me in this trap house. Like, no. And I keep saying trap house because it was not a trap house. This was real life, like their place. But it was disgusting. And so I told him, like, no, I'm on my period. He was like, ain't nobody trying to freak on you, girl. I kid you not, that's what he said. He said, girl, ain't nobody trying to freak on you. So I'm just thinking, like, thank God, because you weren't finna get none anyway. What you thought? Do you see this place? Like, boy. But so after we get done kissing whatever, he get up, he goes to the kitchen, because I guess he was air frying some stuff. He come back in with some chicken, talking about, you want some? I'm like, no thank you. Do you think I want to eat some chicken out here? No. Do you see the carpet in here? I can only imagine what the kitchen looks like. Like, come on now, be for real. So he eating the chicken, he messing that stuff up too. That was another turn off. He eating that chicken. And it's like, I feel like I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, like I said, we had been on a few dates already, and I really liked him. His vibe was cool. We got along real well, and overall, like, I could tell he probably would have been a good friend. But you don't really know a person until you've, like, been in their habitat, and this was his habitat. And I'm just looking like, this how you living? Like you cool or whatever, but I don't live like this. Like, this is not acceptable to me. So he get done with the chicken, he take the plate back to the kitchen. So I guess he went to go wash his hands off in the bathroom or whatever. Bitch, why his hands wet? Because he just washed them. Why this motherfucker dry his hands off on the blanket that was on the bed?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I have never seen nothing like that in my life. And I was not laying under that blanket. Don't get me wrong. I was not under that blanket. I definitely was not. That blanket was sitting on the bottom of the bed. And he dried his hands off on it. So I'm just looking like... And he caught me looking. Because I literally, as soon as I saw that, I said... He was like, what? I was like, none. Like, at that point, I should have been like, you dirty. Why would you just dry your hands on that blanket? But again, I be being too nice. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I was just like, nothing. Just nothing. So at this point, I'm very uncomfortable. I'm looking around. I'm like, no, I don't live like this. This is not cool. And man, I said, I don't judge people. I know people come from different backgrounds or whatever. But when it comes to me dating, I have certain standards. And like, he was cool when we were just going on dates, just meeting up places, vibing, kicking it. Like, that was cool or whatever. I really mess with that. But then I see how you living at home. Babe, I don't live like that. So I wasn't finna deal with that. Like, no. Like, you cool or whatever, but we not living the same. And that sounds so bougie and so, like, bogus, but I'm, like, telling the truth. If you know, like, you live a certain way, why would you then lower your standards to then meet someone down lower than where you are? Like, that's, like, no. So I guess he peeped how uncomfortable I was, so I ended up leaving. In total, so he was just like, come on, I'm finna walk you downstairs, we're finna go. He wasn't mad about it or anything, and he didn't make it awkward. He was just like, yeah, come on, I'm finna walk you to your car. And I was like, look in my head, I was like, yes, 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 it's finally time to go. But in real life, I was like, oh, okay. Packed up my little laptop and stuff, and I got ready to go, bitch. I got ready to go. I packed my shit up so motherfucking fast. I said, oh, you finna walk to my car? Let's go. I was so ready to go because that house just was not cutting it, baby. It just was not cutting it. So walked me downstairs and I left. And I swear to God, after that day, I looked at him totally different. Cause it's like, how can you portray to be so clean, so you getting money and all this other stuff, but then I come to your house and see you living as if this is a trap house, as if this is a Bando, as if you get army men running in here with their combat boots every day, wiping them off on here. Like, come on now, be for real. Got it looking like the army then blasted a cannon through the door because it's a big stupid hole in the middle of the door with a sheet on it. Like, come on now. Like, And I feel like this would have been cool. It probably would have been cool had he never invited me over. Or at least, I feel like he didn't have enough decency. Why would you invite me over to this house and you didn't even attempt to clean it up? Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I forgot to mention, I had went to go use his bathroom or whatever, squatting, not sitting down. And it was like empty toilet paper rolls. And like, the sink was dirty. Like, and it was like toys in there. Like, you could tell kids lived there because this was his mom's house. And he had like, little siblings. Like, they weren't that little. There was like 14 and it was probably like a 5-year-old. I don't know how old them siblings was, but it was other people living there. But it's still just like, if you know you having company, why would you invite me over into this type of environment? At this point, I feel like you disrespecting me. Because why would you invite me over in this house look like this? You think this all I'm worth is filth? You didn't even attempt to clean up. Or if you think this is regular to invite somebody to your crib and it look like this, you don't need to be having no more company, because that is unacceptable. All my life, I've been taught, if you have a company, make sure your space is looking good. And you gonna invite me over and it's looking like this? Oh, now I feel like you're getting disrespectful. Now I feel like I gotta run up on you, because why would you invite me over in this house looking like this? Nah, just playing. But yeah, that's a story about the boy who house I went over, and it was so far off the radar. I can't even begin to fathom how I felt that day. I don't even want to bash that boy, but like I said, it's the principle. Why would you invite me over to this house and you didn't even attempt to clean up? And it looks terrible in here. And it stinks in here. And I'm sure if I was to just take my socks and shoes off and stood on the carpet and sat back down, my feet would come back up like... I'm talking about shit, but that just blew me so bad, because I have never done that to nobody. I don't bring nobody into no dirty house. So why would you invite me into a filthy house? But yeah, that's the story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, I said that I'm recording a vlog that's gonna be out after this video, so make sure you come back to my channel and watch that vlog, because it's a day in my life vlog or whatever. I went, got my nails done and stuff, and hold on, y'all gonna see it in the vlog, because I vlogged my whole day today and I'm just now recording this. So yeah, also I know y'all noticed I finally revealed my locks. Looking all cute, right? That looks so cute. I finally revealed my locks, and I posted some pictures on Instagram of me revealing my locks. Make sure you go like them and follow me on Instagram for more behind the scenes and just to keep up with me if you found me interesting or whatever. So yeah, thank you for watching my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you keep coming back for more videos. I'll be back. I'm in college, remember that, and I'll also work, so I can't post all the time, but when I do post, make sure y'all come through for a nigga. Okay, bye.